How's it going, guys? My name is Graeme, and welcome to the finale, Riddle Transfer 2. It feels so good to be back at this point here. This is a little messed up because I'm playing the Game Jolt version. It's been 5 years since I scrapped my original plans for Riddle Transfer 2, that stuff ending up down in the sewer there. This year, I felt inspired to provide closure to the story that first game introduced. The sequel has no cliffhanger. Hope you enjoy it. John Bro, now going by Jonochrome. If anyone's curious about that, arc of how it went from Riddle School to Riddle Transfer 1 to discontinued to completed, then I've covered that all in that flashlight video that I've mentioned a few times. I'll make sure that exists in the far corner, the card thing in the corner there. You can check that out. Get some background history on this series here. Jonochrome, Newgrounds, Game Jolt. Hey, he slipped that into the Game Jolt version, which is nice. Instructions, don't think I'll really need that. And quit. That's right, pressing quit actually quit the game this time. After all these years, it actually did the thing it was meant to do. And we can just play the game instead. I've only played through this the once, that one other time I recorded it. Completely useless. Isn't that how my master worded it? Oh, they'll see. They'll all see how much worth I have. Getting the final long-term payoff of Quiz, just hanging out in that one scene, never came up again, in the sewers. We do get to return to the sewers then. That is still a part of things. But then, it pretty much immediately, I think, diverts from the sewers. It's just the same joke as it was. It didn't quite work this time. They tried to do the same thing they did at the start of Riddle Transfer 1, though. Epic intro sequence, Riddle Transfer 2. So, I mean, the game still starts in the sewers. I was kind of somewhat wrong about that. It just doesn't start in the way that John had originally set up and was planned. Silly little graffiti face. That graffiti seems to be having a more fun time than I am. Well, I imagine you guys aren't having the best of times. Ooh, I like that fire. I feel like that, the fire is fire. I don't know, it's just a smoother animation than the last one. It looked fine before. Looks even better now. It looks a little behemoth-esque, as someone who has personally been influenced by the way Dan Paladin draws fire. You was here. Our lives are in danger here, and you want to admire poor spelling? Well, I'm not really admiring it. If anything, I'm admonishing it. Oh, hidden smiley face. More of John's typical doodly backgrounds. Smiley, you're an education fanatic. Can you MacGyver us out of here? Sorry, I love school, but you've always had better grades than me. What? That's genuinely shocking, actually. No wonder Phil was such a slacker if things came so naturally to him. I feel like that's how that sort of builds. If things were easy, they'd have no reason to work. My camera was a little out of focus. I think I fixed it now. Any ideas as to how to get us out of this mess, Fred? Whistling, maybe? Maybe if we could just find a sleigh and some lemurs? So, no. Fred gets a little bit of a glowy eye. Smiley gets really glowy eyes. We have deep, dark, void pit eyes. And Zach, thinking up an escape plan is hurting my head. Pretty sure it's just the fire, Zach. Man, sounds like we've got two hotheads in the room now. Big guy Phil thinks he knows everything. Need a key card. This looks like it needs a key card. Do I have one of those? Hint, hint. Hey, that totally carries over from the previous game, and I genuinely don't think I would have noticed that if it didn't draw my attention to it. This is the second time in a row I've conveniently had a machine powering doodad on hand. Oh yeah, the communications device at the very end of the last game. That also similarly worked like that. A portal? I need to think with this. With the portal? A circuit box. Ooh, that looks like a relatively fun puzzle, but I got more clicking to do first. A monitor, I don't have a password, but I do have a scrap of paper with woof, which, looking at it this direction, 4003. even though it's been like 4 years, I still remembered that because I remember getting weirdly very stuck on that. And now, having played these all in the span of just a few days, I'm very used to the way, like, snoz and blobbles. I'm very used to the way John likes to mess around with how numbers look like things. You know? Woof. There we go. It's a good thing Zone 5.1 security kind of bites. Yeah, it was actually pretty easy to figure out. Ooh, this is a fun puzzle if I remember correctly. So that adds 5, that adds 6, this subtracts 5, this subtracts 6, and you legit just have to get that to match up. Let's shoot for the moon there. Not quite. Oh, we're getting closer though. There, that one's not so bad, and this one, add 5 minus 5 plus 6. Okay, same exact deal. I'm just gonna, like, subtract a couple things. Oh, 2... Subtracting 5 twice certainly isn't going to do it. Oh, so near, moving further away, wrong direction, doing it incorrectly. One small step at a time. There we go. Activate. Teleporter will be active when power is on. Yeah, I got power on. Oh, but I got to connect this circuitry still, which I think everything just shifts up a space. Yes. So that's pretty straightforward. I think there's only one way that it works. It would probably be helpful. Oh, I was gonna say it would be helpful to connect the far side. First, work inwards. Crushed it. Nailed it. Barely an inconvenience. Really cool looking portal. I really like the look of that, genuinely. And I think that's kind of the colors that were in the main menu of the game at the beginning there. Well, I thought maybe people would have commentary on the portal. Well, let's all get in, guys. Portal seems great. No risk whatsoever. Zach, just a casual experience. Couldn't be less bothered by it. Nope, that was pretty simple. Oh, we just get a quick little bit of nostalgia, reflecting our way through the past games. Oh, no, that's right. We get to arrive at a completely redrawn version of the first game here. Totally redone. So, who's ready to repeat an entire decade of school? No wonder these are kind of like little kid geniuses. They have been through a lot. They've had to really grow as people and learn some amazing life skills and problem-solving abilities and all that. And then you just get teleported back into your young body? These people are going to grow up to rule the world. Are you kidding me? Having that sort of leg up? I was reborn ready. There goes my rhetorical question. Well, maybe you shouldn't have asked it so invitingly. Class, why have you been absent for the past several days? The entire class, which as far as I can tell is like 50% of the school. We were abducted by aliens. Then we got kidnapped by secret agents. Yeah, we had to use a teleporter to get back to class. Wasn't it obvious? Why wouldn't you ask that or assume? Yeah, I've heard those before, so what really happened? Well, I'll never tell. Why couldn't we have been in a more convincing sounding double abduction? I love the fact that you can feel laced throughout this entire game John putting himself back in that headspace and really thinking through the absurdity of that story and just like relishing how he got from Riddle School 1 to here. Well, I've made sure you have time to do your makeup homework. I've decided I'm not going to be having a quiz this week. Quiz. Actually, I believe you are. Looks like a real cool dude. I wish... Is that the voice I gave Quiz in that other scene? At some point it turned into a weird Squidward, which I guess kind of fits, but I think it was more like, I am Quiz, the new face of Vision. And just a couple lackeys. Oh, I remember. You were the one with the blue text in that one cutscene. Hey, Egghead. Thanks for rubbing out my boss. Now I've inherited his throne. I am become Quiz, judge of all worlds, and headmaster of this silly building. I guess stopping cliche supervillains is my life now. No matter which life you're leading, it's just a persistent fact, yes. I'd like to see you try that, egghead. Your head's probably slightly more eggy. They're both pretty egg-like. I just happen to be egg tree, you know? I won't be the pushover that Viz was. Ta-ta, worms! So long. Special guest lecture was that, Miss Coffee? Do we still have to do that makeup work, Miss Coffee? I don't know, is she totally tapped out? Okay, well, there's a bunch of futuristic guns. Ooh, I like the new music a lot. It's really interesting to be in this setting and not have that old Madness music, although it is funny that most things are still grayed out as if they were from a Madness game, like monochromatic. It's also interesting seeing John redraw all this when I also redrew it for my own fan game, and just seeing how John would reinterpret it differently. Art! I remember this picture and its outrageously oversized signature. What kind of name is John Bro anyway? He should consider a name change, which by now he was Jonochrome. This school's windows can't be broken. Believe me, I've tried. Trash can sent by Oscar. It was tricky to reach, but scouring the trash can yielded a light tan paper bag. Wonderful, a stained paper bag. How useful I'm sure that will be. Boy, Quiz and his minions made some fast modifications to the school. Yes, I truly didn't even see them do it. So, Miss Coffee, what do you think about all this? I could really go for a cup of coffee. Or 6 dozen, knowing you. Nothing on the blackboard. Nothing to learn today. Got a day off. How are you holding up, Smiley? I haven't found a reason to smile about this situation yet. Well, I'm glad we're both doing fantastic. Great, top to bottom. Hey, Fred, is there anything around your desk that seems useful? There's a green backpack on the floor here. I'm sure nobody's using it. I hereby confiscate this backpack for science. I'd try burning my way out of this building, but that's too much property damage to pay for. They have insurance, don't even sweat it. Make myself an absolutely flawless Phil Egg Tree decoy. I'm just realizing the eyes are stains and not even like cutouts or anything. Just do a quick swap. Yep, seems ideal, exactly as we expect it to be. Round-headed and green shirt. It's how Mr. Munch identified us, that's how aliens identify us, that's what we've been reduced to. It's less than flattering to know I closely resemble a dirty paper bag. I'm just kind of taking a quick admiration of all the characters and John's commitment to redrawing everything every time. Like, obviously he was going to redo the Riddle School 1 backgrounds, but redoing every character, including Phil, new color choices, new designs, totally unnecessary, but great. It looks awesome. The return, the long-awaited return of the champ, the most fantastically animated water fountain of all time. Oh, you know what? The design is like spot on, but he did actually reanimate it. What's up, John? I thought you were supposed to be so lazy reusing this water fountain all these years, and here you are taking the time to create a new animation? I'm fairly certain it's not 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. I guess it could be ham, though, which just did not make any sense to me the first time. I was so thrown off by that. It's a one night at Flumpty's joke. At the end of the night, the time rolls over from 5 to ham, which is just silly. Unlock Locker with a math book. It's an exceedingly long division book. My opinion on this is very divided. Is it an exceedingly long book on division? Or it's just the most roundabout, least obvious, most obtuse way you could do division? Because I think it's that one. 5 posters gone. That's the I didn't draw poster. The creator of this game must not have felt like drawing it. It reminds me a lot of the I didn't trace drum set. They must be from the same marketing firm, perhaps. No sign. You exit. Quit telling me how to live my life. I'm curious, does the insane on that sign refer to the students or the teachers? It's kind of interesting that I didn't maintain that in my own remake. I don't really know why not. I think I just changed it to just special class. It's a weird joke. Should have kept it in my mind, looking back now. Oddly enough, the doors are unlocked. But I'm not leaving. Not this time. I need to have a chat with our new headmaster, who's probably in the principal's office. Mr. Calm's room. Wow, Richie, your design looks weirdly outdated. I can tell it's been redone. It's just, I guess your sloppy hair maybe makes it appear that way. The futuristic guns. Hello, class. Today's lesson is don't get up or you'll be shot. I do also like the idea of just going back to this old, like, the original game. And I'm just thinking of, like, if we would have had Riddle School 2, 3, 4, and 5, Riddle Transfer, rounding out this whole series, that the best way that it could have ended was coming back to the Riddle Elementary. So I'm glad that was how it ended. It truly is the best, in my mind, the best way. This room would have 100 windows. If it had 98 more windows. This room, not the school. I was gonna say, we have other windows, dude. 42 divided by 0, and it's just way wrong. 42 might be a Hitchhiker's Guide thing. Dividing by 0 just makes me think of Henry Stickmin. It's amazing how all my teachers wrote in perfect Comic Sans. I hadn't picked up on that before. It's just an outlet, not a creative outlet. Pretty regular. Staring at these cracks gets me nostalgic, and a bit disappointed that they're still there. It's only been a few days, in reality, Phil. But yeah, it kind of weirdly makes me nostalgic too. Chewing gum under the desk, a puzzle piece I myself eventually used. Richie, it feels like I haven't seen you in forever. Hi, have we met? Oh god, no. The first game still takes place in reality. It totally does, but that might have been our only interaction, I guess. How'd you end up in the special class, by the way? You don't remember stopping me in the hallway before I showed you my hall pass? Of course not. Who'd remember something as small as that? It's literally his entire job. Probably does it 1,000 times per day. Or, it's a pretty small school, maybe like 9 times per day across like 8 unique students. You'd think you'd have a better memory. That's pretty short term there, Richie. In that case, let's start over. Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Phil Eggtree. That's probably the dumbest name I've ever heard. Well, what do you know, man? What's your last name? Richie McJerkface? We're off to a good start. How's life besides being unable to leave your desk without getting shot? My teachers didn't like me ditching my post as a hall monitor, so now I'm in a special class. I guess you did ditch, didn't you? You checked one hall pass and you just ran out the room. That was me. You don't remember me playing a part of this life-altering event? I don't even have a smart teacher. I'm getting out of this school as soon as I can. And thus begins Richie's school. Someone make that fan game. Richie, my boy, you've got a lot to learn. Bread, crumbs, and beaver spit. Weird callback to a weird random joke. Do you collect buttons per chance? Which really, Riddle School 3, that was like a fictional story, unclear if that's true. This school is under control by an alien bent on world domination. Any ideas? I'll ask about buttons. What kind of dork collects buttons? And what kind of dork says per chance? Well, I am like a 20-year-old in a 10-year-old's body, so my linguistics, my vocabulary has been expanded. Call it a hunch, but I bet you'll change your mind by the time we're in high school. If they did replicate their personalities perfectly in this simulation, then there's a real chance. But it seems like they really boiled down, like, are characters as one-dimensional as someone who just loves coffee and that's their personality? Or did they, is that a product of the simulation, or that real person is just that single-minded? This school is under control by aliens. Well, I can't get out of here if there's an evil mastermind running the building, so... Mastermind's giving him too much credit. This is all just old hat for Phil. He's been through it 1,000 times. He's not even remotely phased. All I've got is some Elmo's glue? I'll take it. Whoa, dude. I'm not just gonna give you the only thing I remembered to bring to school. $1. Then I'll trust you. Trust, or just be willing to sell? Money, the root of all inconvenience. Breadcrumbs and beaver spit. You're so random, man. I think that's just kind of making fun of the random humor that squeaked its way in there, which I like. I like the acknowledgement of that. That same damn puddle's been here the whole time. Bob, you in here? The end of a mop could almost be a pom-pom. A mop? Brooms really sweep me off my feet. Literally. It's quite painful, actually. Watch out for your tailbone there, friend. Bucket get. And I can put the gum in it, surely. That'll make a perfect combo, and I promise I won't call it Shirley anymore. I even think the little men sign is the same, because I remember specifically being like, the little men and women sign look kind of weird and not like any real people in this game. They look like stick people. And I think John may have actually specifically reused that exactly, which is kind of cool. Hey, the super stylish sink gets its full-on redesign. It's looking fantastic. The vanity area. This sink doesn't work, but at least they look nice. The hand soap. A clean stall. It seems to still be untouched, even by alien hands. Although it is very puddly. Most of the things carried over. 5 was not here. Orange are my fave color. But I Heart Nobody might be new. I'm pretty sure there's not even a toilet in that stall. So the inside of it is very messy. Wow, it's even worse than I ever thought. The way he spoke of it before being, pretty unkempt in there and kind of disgusting. I had some images in my head. The idea of people just loosely doing their biz wherever is horrific. I'm not looking forward to this, but desperate times call for desperate measures. We didn't want to recruit Smiley's help. I don't know, we only had one disguise though. Didn't know how to slip Smiley out of there. What the flawswad? Now, is this the girls doing, or would this be the aliens? A gumball machine. It's a gumball machine. The lid on this gumball machine is jammed shut. I wonder if I can grease it up a bit. Insert light-related pun here. Already used all those up in Riddle School 5, did ya? Pretty sure that's the game that it was. Grease up with hand lotion? Doesn't seem like a very good greaser. Although my hands feel greasy after using hand lotion sometimes, I feel like if I were to rub it on my desk, I wouldn't describe the desk as greasy, Does that make sense? The gumballs slipped out quite nicely with the lubricant. I would like one, please. Sure. And swap it with the old gum. I've never been in a woman's room before today, but I'm 99.9% sure this is not what most of them look like. Who here wants real gum and who here wants old, disgusting chewed gum? Hey, the return of this poster and remake of it with new locker designs. This school has 7 students and more than 50 lockers. No sanity. Not sure what I was thinking when I made this poster. There are more than 7 students here. Well, maybe not well. Quiz is in command of the building, but usually, which I've already done that tally once before, but again, it is Phil, Fred, Zach, Smiley, Richie, Chubb, 5. Oh, and Greg. Greg's sleeping in the lunchroom. There we go. We got 8. This sign reads, any human DNA detected passing through the red laser will be shot. Which, I mean, chewed gum, that would get shot, right? Something tells me these lasers aren't for printing. Are they for pointing? It seems like they just like to point. With this wall of lasers in the way, I can't reach the electrical box. I don't like the way that gun is looking at me, undressing me with its scope. Ooh, scandalous. Well, Richie, I don't know if you care about buttons. You seem to think that you don't, and I'm certain you're wrong. But maybe you like gum. Yo-yo! You're a yo-yo. Oh, okay. Apparently we have nothing further to discuss just yet. Who in the room would want any of this? long division for Smiley? Nothing. Random comboing of items is yielding no results. Bucket head? Bucket hat? Nada. A bucket full of water? Bucket wet. Bucket get bucket wet. Good stuff, but what needs to be wetted? I could extinguish Zach? Oh no, I could heat up the water. Surely it would be like a trick candle and just keep going. Let me know if this is awkward. Oh, don't worry. It's definitely awkward. But I mean, thanks for helping out. You're a real good friend for just going along with that. Don't want to make some sort of weird gum stew. I don't know why that would be a thing. Just thought I'd try it out. Hot mop. Definitely not an answer. Can you just chuck water at that electrical box? That seems like that would be a great solution. Just short circuit things. What's the gun gonna do? Shoot water? I don't know, it is futuristic. Maybe that is in the realm of possibility. Oh, well, it's not coffee, but you have hot liquid? What do you think about all this? Oh, not... Wait, okay, when you say all this, do you mean everything or do you mean the bucket? Could really go for a cup of coffee? We don't have a coffee maker here. Drat. How else can you make coffee? I think I could conjure up a hot liquid that tastes like coffee, so we're getting quite close. There's no, like, discarded coffee beans in there or anything like that. I think I've done all I can do to help, so I'm just gonna blankly stare now. That seems to be the general sense here. Seems like what everyone's bringing to the table. I'd try burning my way out. Property damage, yes. Wow, crap. Also, look at the angle of those chairs. The chair must be attached to the desk. Chewed gum on the electrical box. Gun meat gum. Which, human DNA, then the gun turns and shoots it. Of course, I had that right away. That the gum would be important because it had been exposed to human DNA, but I took a lot of trial and error and like 10 minutes of just wandering to figure that out and come back to that. That electrical box has seen better days. Wait, never mind. It's only been around today, and it's not like you should feel bad for it regardless. Hey, Chubb. How'd you make it to the other side of that crazy laser grid? I like fat jokes, but I'm sorry for calling you a fatty. That was out of line. Oh, yeah. You should be sorry for that one. It wasn't witty. You can come up with better material than that, bald eagle. It's like not the best thing, but at least we're trying out nicknames. I like the way you think, earthquake generator. Now that's better. Probably still not the best thing to be making fun of someone's weight. But as long as it's like a give and take, you guys are friends and you guys gently ribbing. So, anything new with you? Maybe we finally have a conversation, get to know each other. I don't mind being obese, except for the part where it's really unhealthy. So, I'm kinda on the fence about whether I should stay like this or lose some weight. Just don't break the fence while you're sitting on it. Hee-hoo-ha! No, but seriously, you'd probably feel better if you lost a few pounds. Could you maybe scooch over a bit? Hey, we're finally asking for once. I mean, usually he's so hungry that he just can't even think of anything else. I'd like to, but I can't move. I'm only here because some alien set me in front of the door. Usually I can't get myself to move without a sugary energy boost like a cookie. Oh yeah, I'm also sorry I misled you into thinking the cookie machine wasn't broken. Oh yeah, that was terrible. Well, at least you're growing and learning here, Phil. We all make mistakes. I don't have a use for this dollar, so you can have it back now. You've been hanging on to that for days in search of a cookie? I really owe it to you to get you a cookie, I think. If I find any cookies lying around, I'll let you know. Did you hear that the school has been overtaken by a fat blue alien creature? You know, I guess you could describe him that way, but I thought we were trying to get away from that kind of language. That Claude! There's only room for one fat guy around here, and that's me! Bread, crumbs, and beaver spit. Sounds delicious. See you round. Ha! You see me very round. Look at this fun banter we have now. It looks convincing, but that fire hydrant is actually made of foam. I'll run back to Richie, since I immediately know this is something I can do. I have $1 that says I can stop this alien takeover with your help. Alright, I'll trade you my glue stick. Take care of it. No, I would say I bought it from you. I don't consider it a trade. Presumably you're not just gonna sit tight on that $1, so I'm gonna use the glue stick. This glue stick and I will stick together like glue. Please never say that ever again. Most of what Phil says is punny and sarcastic in that way, so I just wanted to see if Phil changed the direction he was facing depending on what direction you were coming from. But Richie, I wouldn't expect any more from him than that. Okay? You snob. Exit! Didn't feel like writing a pun, hey? Huh. All the boards and barbed wire that used to be on these doors were taken off. Guns suffice. No need for that archaic nonsense. Now they're just locked, like normal doors. The cafeteria, full on with its cookies machine, all its stains and blueprint. The cookie machine's still broken. Death will become us all. Oh, it's a little intense. We got no Greg this time. Useless blueprints are the most fun-filled blueprints for the whole family. The blueberry wet aid, nice. The stain hasn't been cleaned up. It was always my favorite. I'm a big fan too. Heck if I know. That stain looks like either liquid spinach or vomited interior paint. An infamous mustard smudge. I'm still not sure why I got in trouble for making fun of Smiley with this. She actually found it funny because it barely qualifies as a smiley face. It is pretty horizontal, isn't it? We get ourselves our coffee grounds. I think I'll carry around these stray coffee grounds because why not? It reminds me of when Hank Scorpio just has loose sugar in his pockets in The Simpsons. You only move twice. Personally, possibly my favorite Simpsons episode. Made a video about that. And a delicious bucket of coffee. This is so stupid, but it just reminded me of my old roommate's homemade energy drinks. I'm trying to remember what the hell he blended it with. It might have just been water and coffee beans, but he would just blend them together and drink it. It was like when it was midnight and the plan was we were going to go out to a bar or something and be up for like 3 more hours and he was tired. He would just chug ground coffee beans. I'm not convinced that even does anything. I don't know if the caffeine would actually release slowly into your system or if you would get nothing out of it. He did it on several occasions. Once because he was just drunk, and then every time after that because it like became a thing and was funny. I think I had a homemade energy drink once and it was terrible in every way that you would assume that it would be. Here you go. Down the hatch, bottoms up, all that. Try not to burn your throat. Although I'm sure it didn't even touch anything on the way down. I do love the way that suddenly helicopters around. Such amazing dedication to making things pay off way down the line here. I have no idea how Miss Coffee's hand does that, but this room became a laceration hazard. Like, I could barely move my wrist at a fraction of that speed. I'm only doing half as fast at best. Almost there, 3/4 speed. Well, I need to saw something. The book? I can't recall at all what she can help me saw open. Oh, do you maybe want a gumball? Sugary, that's like a sugary treat, right? It's not great. You just want to hand it to him? There, good. You didn't have to send him running down the hall or anything mean like that. The earthquake generator with him running away. I like the footprints that got left behind. The box office has been maintained. And we got our weird guard monster, one of only like a couple aliens. Even though aliens really became a thing in this series. These couple weird guard monsters. Hello. Howdy do. What's your name? I'm Nitwit. Oh, he totally left us a note written on a wall. Well, he left someone a note written on a wall. My mom and pop thought it sounded intelligent. Maybe where you come from? I need to speak with your master. He told me you didn't want to speak with him, and I take his word over yours. Oh, right, yeah, that's fair. Of course. May I have your eye drops? Oi, it ain't easy having no eyelid. Eye drops keep me comfortable. I mean, I can function just fine with a dry eye, but it gets irritating. I also don't know what your suction hand deal is. Is that how you pop a contact in and out? It seems like it would be hard. You can't like rub your eyes or anything with that. Does your eye feel dry right now? Oh, now that you mention it, I guess it wouldn't hurt to moisten it up. Delicious, conveniently situated cloth. Oh, I was gonna yank it. I see you eyeing my eye drops. Lay off if you know what's good for you. I know what's good for I. Someone must have put this box down right here and then left the room. This side left? And this side not left. They really got that as wrong as they could. It's a box being used as a desk. I wonder what's in it. Probably a desk? Well, I think I need to get him to use the eye drops real quick. And then I steal the cloth. There's nothing I can do with this cloth while he's using drops. I could snatch it away. Had to get the timing right. Hey, you're an idiot. An idiot, even. Pah! I'd pass every class at your school on day one and beat you at chess at the same time. Yeah, prove it, man. I could state how smart I am too, just using a bunch of words. You need to back that up. Evidence, I tell ya. Speaking of, I hate to tell ya, but you're in the way of the principal's office. You might not have known, sorry, you're clearly new here. Of course I'm in the way, dummy. The headmaster's right through this door. You mean quiz? Obviously I mean no. Then I guess I'll just have to sneak. Look elsewhere. Both of us will just look the other way, pretend neither of us had these slips of the tongue, and we'll be sure to not report each other to each other's respective masters. Deal? Deal. Glad we can agree. Bread, crumbs, and beaver spit. Is that an inside joke I'm unaware of? I gotta be honest, I'm not even sure. It's been 10 years, okay, man? Cut him some slack. Toodle-doo. It's not quite the regular saying. Can I swap out soap for his eyes? I can't put anything there while I have an audience. Oh. Well then, I'd like you to put that on and slip that in there. Oh, that doesn't count either, does it? I thought he'd be busy doing his thing, you know? Can I glue the book or the lotion? Neither of those made sense, but I had to try. Oh, actually, try to prove how smart you are. Huh? I bet you can't solve the math equations in this feeble earthling textbook. You think I'm dumb, do you? Oh, it's on. I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe that. And in goes the hand soap. Quit looking at it like that. What kind of math book rolls out like a centerfold like that? Come on now, get your pervy eyes out of there. These problems are child's play. You want your book back? I mean, you don't want to prove that you're capable of doing it? Yes, your intellect is truly superior. Nah, you're probably just bluffing. Oh, I'll show you. I'm gonna stare at it so hard and never avert my gaze for even a second. Ah, yes, you're clearly smarter. I'm ready for your silly human math any day of the week. Math is math, dude. I doubt your alien math is much different. You know, except for the interdimensional travel and, you know, intergalactic travel, whatever, any of that. Forget about it. A good human could do that. You know, maybe not the average human. I don't know. Maybe you're... who knows? I don't need to read into the hierarchy of your society. You know what? Are your eyes dry? It seems like they're kind of constantly dry. Maybe... you need an eyelid, huh? Too busy learning math to evolve an eyelid? That's your fault. It does feel dry, but there's clearly a soap container where my eye drops used to be. Ah, crap. I thought it would be as simple as that. I'm not sure why there's soap here, but you can take it. I'm kind of remembering now where you go with this. That seemed like an obvious, such an obvious solution, and how could he possibly notice? He has no depth perception. Surely that would confuse him. The industrial eyedropper. It's so heavy duty. It needs to be cut by only the toughest of school blackboard pointers. And now we can fill that full of soap. Now we need to find a way to stick the two parts of this container back together. Oh, what do you know? There's a little bit of glue with some soapy aftertaste. Whatever it is you call it when eyes touch and feel a thing, which is pretty rare. Eyes are pretty rarely touching anything, but, you know, your eyeball aftertaste. Seriously, do I have to distract him with the book again so that I can put that back? I didn't want to just be like, hey, I found this. Yeah, you dropped it. I'm returning it back, because I feel like clearly now you would still know it just randomly reappeared. You know what? Your eyes look dry from all that learning. Go ahead and moisten right up. Moisten as much as you possibly can. So long, you big eyeballed doofus. No use for this spot anymore. It was just his favorite #1 eye drop spot. Just climb right up on the desk. Hey, how did you get in here? I did a series of intricate puzzles and trading items. Through the door is what I meant all along. Dude, I'm busy, like, dominating your entire stupid planet. You call putting some turrets in an elementary school dominating the planet? Pretty weak sauce. This conversation is over. I beg to differ. If you're our new headmaster, maybe it's about time you did something educational. Quiz! I'd like to propose a quiz. A what? You don't have that word? You seem to speak English quite well. It's literally your name. Maybe it's only a name where you come from. A test? A mad minute? I'll ask you some questions and you don't have to answer them for me. You don't have to answer them? Just give me a few answers to choose from, and I'll take a guess which is right. Well, that seems fine. After all, you humans are all bad at multiple choice. C, it's always C. C never fails. You'll fail this quiz faster than your buddy Diz left you behind to die. I'm sure he'll come back. Hey, it's not his fault he has longer running legs than my friends and I do. Question 1. Vision was a project dedicated to destroying every planet with an evil population. Now tell me, after Viz's death, who was the first subordinate eligible to take his place? Well, probably Quiz, right? Diz was a traitor. It wouldn't be Viz, it would be Quiz. Well, of course I was Viz's first choice. I'm in charge now. We'll see about that. Question 2. What was Viz's opinion of you? Jerk. Useless. Useless. What do you mean, useless? I heard it with my own invisible ears. Quiz. Back when I was just waking up from a long dream. Quiz. You're completely useless. Why, you? Question 3. How many of his lackeys did he allow to use his data and technology regarding vision? None of them? Nobody? Ha! Obviously he told me because I wouldn't be the new world conqueror otherwise. Intriguing. Question 4. You said a minute ago you'll fail this quiz faster than your buddy Diz left you behind to die. How could you have known about that? Good question. Can I skip this one? Use your paper. He told me. I saw it. Do any of these answers all take me to the same point? Could I actually lose this? It's funny that we're actually kind of doing a series of riddles. They're more questions than riddles, but thematically we'll call them riddles. I saw it. Explain, Q. And now for the final question. Zone 5.1, the place where my friends and I were trapped. Who owns that place? The government. Well, just nothing, no options, hey? I guess this quiz just became fill in the blank. sunglasses on. The Who played in the background. Here's what I believe is the whole story. The three leading figures of Vision were Viz, Diz, and you, Quiz. I like this final breakdown, like whodunit style, like Phil's the detective. Diz was second in command. You were third because Viz considered you a useless underling. As such, Viz only shared the nitty-gritty details of his plan with Diz. So when Viz was cut out of the picture, in that moment, Diz was technically in charge of the fate of Vision. But if Diz decided to put an end to the project, you would never inherit the powerful top spot. You needed to eliminate Diz fast, but not without learning all the project's secrets. That's where Zone 5.1 comes in. Zone 5.1 has a machine that can read minds and translate it into data. If you could get Diz in that machine, you could extract all the necessary data and keep Diz at bay. Hey, maybe they organized that plan specifically on the guard's day off day so that these aliens could sneak in, infiltrate, and do their biz. Carrying on that theme, that format. So, you signaled 7.1 about Diz's whereabouts and killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Yoink. This was an easy task because Vision owns Zone 5.1. Hey, paying that off all these years later. The place even uses Vision's TV screens. I wonder if that was John, like being like, ooh, brilliant possible tie-in, the same as when he included that poster of Diz, like in Riddle School 3, or if he actually already had like a long-term something in mind there when he made this game. The one that the keypad's from, which I think is the first Riddle Transfer, I forget. There must have been years of studies done before the project determined Earth to be evil. Zone 5.1 isn't just a place to research rare animals, it's a testing ground where Viz observed humans. But one thing got in the way of your plan to steal Diz's newly inherited throne. Me. And a bunch of other children. So how about that? The machine never got all the data you needed to reign over the cosmos. Oh, so sad. And now you're here, hopelessly lost in your quest to be a true leader. Too real. It's true. I'm no leader. I even let you walk all over me with that whole quizzing idea. Yeah, I don't really know why you caved on that fully. It was basically me just being like, tell me your master plan. Come on, share. And you were like, okay, I'll write it down. There's still time to do what's right, Quiz. Just let my friends in this school free. You're right. You humans can be smarter and wiser than I gave you credit for. Man, having 4 arms seems so useful. Damn. All security measures are now offline. Great. That went very, very well for us. Hey, our first look at the elementary. After I return to my home base, I'll put an end to the Vision nonsense myself. You've opened my eyes. It is up to the civilized civilians of the universe to judge themselves. Thank you, Egghead. Sorry, Egg Tree. Phil, Egg Tree. Stay classy, Quiz. Go and make peace like a true leader. Oh, goodness. Is Diz re-entering orbit? Could that be a cliffhanger? A sequel off in the distance? Waiting to be discovered? Oh, no. Wait, is Diz evil this whole time? I did not remember that. Joy of joys! This doomsday device can use ice from comets as fuel. Finally, nothing is in my way. Not Viz, not Quiz, not those meddling kids. Now Vision is my vision. Really, Diz, where's this coming from, man? I thought better of you. No more beating around the bush. with that judge the planet's garbage. Just pure cathartic destruction of all civilizations in sight. Quiz, mind making the sacrifice play here? Diz is up there. It must be him. Take me up there in your ship, Quiz. I will do what I have to do to stop him. Does that mean you have a plan? Always. No, I've got nothing. Except 10 years of experience doing this. But we have no choice but to try. Stalwart leader, man of action, you're right. I'll take you closer to the light. And hope that he doesn't shoot us in the meantime. But before I go... Smiley. I used to tease you a lot because I didn't understand you. But now I realize you're a true role model for me. And you have a beautiful smile. Oh. The mustard could never do it justice, as wonderful and beautiful as a condiment as it is. I've never tried to use this shuttle for combat before, so it's up to you to find something we can use to fight that ship. Really? It's up to me somehow? Alright, behind the seats, I'm on it. The red compartment, oh goody. A flippy switchy puzzle. Everyone's favorite. Hey, I got it most of the way there. But also simultaneously, like, not even close. Kinda close, but still so far. That's oddly promising. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that just kind of came together all at once. The green compartment, well, this one seems far, far easier. Is each one thematically based around a different one of these aliens? Oh, apparently there was even a trick. The trick is you had to start on the outside one. Didn't matter whatsoever. Oh, do they all have reset buttons? Man, was that ever desperately needed in some of the previous things here. Previous installments of this game, this series. This, I honestly can't tell if this is gonna be tricky or not. It kinda seems like it, but at the same time, not really. As long as I take care of one row at a time, right? No, it might be trickier than that, unfortunately. I got a complete row, so I gotta flip that around. Oh, baby, yeah. Nope. I gotta completely flip around these pieces, I think. How did I even do that? That's a reset, I think. Oh, there, that. I should do a sped up version of that, because it honestly didn't take that many clicks to bring it together. The neon sign, same as before, actually. I guess it's good that the pod is clearly labeled if we need it. Abandoning a ship isn't going to help save the planet. And a dial pad panel. I didn't read it fully the first time. Wait, what did you say? Nope. Cab. It's not just a matter of making as many words as I can or anything like that. Oh, E-A-C-C-A. Okay. E-A-C-C-A. Yeah, and then it does a reset. E-A-C-C-A. A flashing neon sign escape pod thing is totally a callback, which is great. And in there we have our little key for the front of the shuttle for a big, massive shoot everyone button. Nope, that's not what I wanted. What is that? I just wanted a gun. I would have thought you had some ammunition in this fancy spacecraft. Isn't there anything else? There is one thing. No, come on, I'm still on the ship. What are you doing? We don't know if there's a countdown. Do you even understand how this ship works? I think it's your ship, but man, you put me in charge of arming it? It seems like you're pretty unfamiliar. Take the escape pod. But there's only room for one of us in that escape pod, Phil. The clock is ticking. I will finish this. I tried to add some like deep intensity to his voice there, and I just completely dropped it and did a different voice for a second. Go and be with your friends on Earth. Okay, man. Wow. Tiny little guy. Going full Last Jedi on him. This is what you get, Diz. Guess you shouldn't have been such a jerk. Such a liar. And with that, all three of those aliens that we knew by name, I guess minus Nitwit. Nitwit's still around there somewhere, and the like every other alien's dead though, I think. Damn. Cool to see that escape pod in action. Ooh, little blush. I don't know if your, non-expressive face can really show a blush. A first look at his mouth, a little bit of tears. That's sweet. I also like the idea of a photo album to wrap it up. Spotting the IFO off in the distance there. Created by Jonochrome. Hey, Phil's actually dedicating himself to his studies. The John Bro J logo. Originally inspired by Pico's school. Pico, Newgrounds, a cow. Playing games together. Playing instruments together. The Angra face from Newgrounds makes a final appearance in the series. Big thanks to a bunch of the people who did playthroughs and YouTubers. It means a whole lot to me to see Riddle School being enjoyed on your channels. Special thanks to Scott Cawthon for inspiring a change in my outlook on life and creativity. Zach working as a waiter. Telltale Games point and click genre alive. A proposal. The flying pig. Sometimes it seems like a little bit of a cheat or a cop-out or something to be like, hey, here's a quick rifle through of the rest of their lives. But I think it especially makes a lot of sense and goes a really long way in a game like this. We've already had that long-term investment in these characters. We've followed them along for a decade. And all this real time passed in their lives that then kind of got clawed back, and it was like, oh, just kidding, they're just kids. And so it has this really amazing feeling of being like, oh, in that quick rapid-fire photo album, we get to see a little bit about how their lives actually would have played out when they're completely removed from the insanity of the simulation that we were following along prior to that. So in that way, it feels amazing. And then we get one more, even further dramatic fast forward. Never had to worry about going bald. Always was bald. The green sweater. That's still so sweet. It's such a incredible little send-off there. Gives you the warm and fuzzies. So good. So nice. Special features, the introspective retrospective, the progress log, and play my Riddle School 1 remake. It's interesting how he mapped out precisely what he worked on a day-to-day basis there before finishing things. Really kind of went down to the wire, though. I know the feeling, putting together my own version. And a long look back at everything. I really do like reading through this and seeing how his perspective totally changed. I've talked about it at length in that Flashlight episode, so I won't read all of this quite so thoroughly, but it is cool to see it in John's own words. I tried not to steal too much of his own writing from himself there in that video, because I knew he told it his own way, and then I was kind of telling it my way. Anyways, after all these years, it feels really great to have come back to the series, and now given it a true playthrough that I can feel a lot better about overall, and wouldn't cringe to share with people, So that's really great. It's just now once again I'm experiencing the same thing that I did years ago when Riddle Transfer 2 first came out. I completed it and was like, wow, that's actually it. That's actually the end. Now all of a sudden I have to feel that all over again. So thanks, John. Thanks for making me care. Jeez, how could he? Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.